for Coach Jones.
Coach, talk about the second half. What was the difference offensively coming out of halftime? What adjustments did you make?
Well, you know, worried about this game because the way they play, it forces you to stand around a lot. No matter how you practice, it's hard to really showcase that matchup zone. They do a great job with the way they play that, and our guys just got caught standing around, and you got to be able to make some shots and loosen it up and to be able to do things. And you know, I just thought the second half we needed to create some energy, so we pressed a lot more. I thought that slowed them down and forced some turnovers. We got some good stops defensively, got out, got the momentum going our way, and we made some shots. So hit some shots and finally loosened up a little bit. But I thought we played with a lot more confidence. A.J. Robinson hit some shots for us. I think he had 10 points in the second half, which was key for us. But you know, we played the best offensive team in our league, and they do a great job in their execution. We had held them to 4 threes until there at the end. They hit the 2 big ones there. Papadilla banked a couple. Okay. And he didn't call bank on either one of them. But those were good shots, and kept them in the game. And we didn't put it away. Got up 11. And when you're down 10 against this style of play, it's like being down 20. And that's what I worried about. But our guys chipped away like we always have, and we found a way to win the basketball game.
Talk about that run there, Coach. I mean, it just seemed like everything was going their way, and then you had the Tyler 3, the Romsa 3, the Sosa 3, and the Romsa 3. Just talk about that run there that your team made.
Yeah, we needed that, and you're going to have to make some threes. I just didn't want to fire up a bunch of threes against them. I don't even know how many we ended up taking tonight. We took 18, but I wanted to make sure we weren't taking 25, 30 threes because that's what they want you to do in that matchup zone. We tried to get the ball inside, but it was very hard. But we hit threes. They were good threes. They were open threes, and guys created for each other to get them.
You get a sense that guys are shooting with more confidence now. It seems like over the last couple of weeks, guys are seeking shots, they're shooting with confidence.
Absolutely, and I think that we went through that stretch where we didn't win games. We played well enough defensively to win. We just didn't score, and especially when it counted. But this team's doing a lot like we did early in the year. We're finding ways, sometimes not to play so pretty, but find ways to win the game, and that's really what it's all about tonight. Is you're not going to score a lot of points against a team like SMU, and because there's not a lot of possessions. And it's very difficult. Usually playing a 75 to 80 possession game, and you're probably it was 42 shots we took and 42 they took. So you're talking sometimes 50 to 55 possession game, which is different.
How difficult do you anticipate going back to Marshall being just the intensity level that's going to be there, and just trying to get that 20th win, I guess?
Yeah, well, going back into that place is obviously they've won 6 in a row going to play tonight against one of the best teams in our league at UTEP, and going into there is going to be always a tough atmosphere. It's a tough environment. They've won some big games at home by a large margin. They beat Southern Miss bad. They beat Memphis bad. They won against SMU. They've had good victories in that building, and so we know it's going to be a difficult environment. But we're going to enjoy this victory for at least another 10 hours here, and tomorrow, we'll start focusing on Marshall.
How emotional is that return going to be for you?
Oh, I think always, it's emotional. But you know what? We've got a lot of respect for those people in Huntington. They've been great to me, and I'm looking forward to going back and seeing my family. And I know it's going to be a tough game, but we knew this game was finally coming, and to play against a good team like Marshall, and Tom's done a great job up there with that team, so they're playing really well.
You win 5 of 6 after what you went through. What does that mean to you to finish the way you have?
Yeah, well, I think it's important for our program, not only for the now but for the future. And, we learned a lot about our guys, regrouped our guys, and it's a credit to them that they hung in there through tough times. And it's hard to do that, and especially when you get a team with a new coach. Those guys have continued to work. They've had good attitudes, and they've really persevered. So I'm really proud of them.
Coach, the team is obviously playing with a lot more confidence now, but with the Conference USA tournament right around the corner, what do you feel is the biggest need to improve before you hit postseason play? Yeah,
well, I just think we just got to continue to, get better late game situations. We got up 11 tonight, and also we won the game, but we got lucky the shot didn't go in, and we turned it over and didn't do a good job getting rebounds at the end to finish the game. There must have been 5 or 6 balls that went up in the air that they tipped and got a shot, and tipped and got a shot that we're letting luck come into play, and you got to take that away. And when you get into March Madness, as you well know, those shots go down and banks go in, and crazy things happen, and you got to take margin of error out, and we got to continue to make sure we close right and do things. But you look at the free throw line tonight. We went 11-11 from the line. We've been shooting very well down the stretch.
Your first senior night here at UCF. What was that like before the game? Of course, you had the ceremony. I mean, it's not your kids you brought in, but still, you coached them this whole season. What was that like?
Yeah, it's always emotional. So we brought Tom here, you know, who had 1 year, and I'm really happy for him because, you know, he didn't play at Michigan State, and he got a chance to be a part of a team that he impacted. And I was really happy he had all of his family here, and I mean, that's what it's about, to see him have his day. And obviously the guys, A.J. Tyler and T.Y., and obviously John Michelle was unfortunate with his injury that he wasn't able to finish here, but it's a part of our family. You know, what those guys have done and represented this school and their family and what they've meant to our team this year, and how they've all impacted in different ways. So I'm just really happy for them and what they've accomplished. And hopefully we're not done, and we'll continue to play.
Let's talk about the fan support you guys have seen this year. Obviously, you guys drew over 100,000, I think, for the whole season, which was a record, I think, for conference play, averaging close to 8,000. Just talk about how big the fan support has been this year.
Well, that's huge. You know, when I came here and visited this place, I had the chance to be one of the toughest environments in college basketball to play. And these fans and the students have just been amazing. You know, we go across all the leagues in Conference USA, and, you know, I haven't walked into a building that supports as much as they do here. And, you know, we went through a little rut there where we lost 3 or 4 here in a row here at home, but it's a great testament to how excited they are to do well here and how hungry they are to have success here. And, you know, it's helped our recruiting. Recruits come here, and they see that, and they see what this can be, because we're nowhere near where we want to be or can be. And I think that's the thing that really excites me, and we thank those fans for coming out. And what they've done for our program this year has been just truly amazing.
Coach, going into the postseason, what would you say characteristics and strengths set your team apart to make it go far in the CUSA?
Well, I think we got good depth. I think we got a lot of bodies that we can play. There's some guys that didn't play in the game tonight, one because they're not good enough to play. It was just the timing, what we needed, scoring, you know, handlers. It was just a different style. I think we got a lot of different parts that we can play based on style of play, who we're playing against. I think we do have some experience with some guys now who have played a lot of minutes. You know, Keith and Marcus are, you know, obviously are sophomores, but they play a lot of minutes. They're like juniors now. And A.J. Romps is healthy. That helps us. That's another ball handler who can run our show, which is important for late game. And, you know, I think, you know, we're making free throws, and I think we're executing down the stretch. And that's what you got to do. And it comes down, everybody knows everybody's place at this time. And it comes down to guys just making plays and getting stops. It comes down to some heart down the stretch. And I think this team's got heart, as you've seen. It went well for us. We experienced prosperity and adversity at the highest level here in one season. And these kids have continued to battle back and get themselves back in, you know, contention here for some postseason play.
Thanks, Coach.